Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 6.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 6.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Greg Glover in for David Carroll.
And I'm Cindy Sexton. It's a beautiful day as many of us plan to head out for the holiday weekend.
Could see some clouds this weekend, but the questions, how will any of this affect sunrise services Sunday? Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Paul Barris. Hey, Paul.
All right, if you are planning on going to sunrise service, or are you just going to get up early? It's going to be at around 7:07 Eastern Time. It should be partly cloudy in the morning. Temperatures near 60, so it's going to be very, very mild. We are going to see some clouds, though. It probably will not be a perfect sunrise with those clouds hanging around. The weekend forecast, though, 81 Saturday. Sunday, we'll see a few more clouds, and the highs will get to somewhere near 80 degrees, again with mostly cloudy skies. But temperatures very nice, humidity levels low, and the chance for rain slim to none. We'll have the complete 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Paul. We're learning more about what led to a police-involved shooting earlier this week in North Georgia.
31-year-old Thomas Zane Campbell was on trial, facing 13 years in prison when he took off. He didn't go far. U.S. Marshals found him at home just 30 miles away. That's where he was shot by officers. Channel 3's Kate Smith talked to Campbell's mother, who says she stands by her son.
Thomas Zane Campbell was standing trial in Catoosa County, facing a conviction on a gun charge and 13 years in prison. He took off. His mother says that's what led to the shooting that nearly claimed his life.
Knew it. I don't know why. I don't know how. I just knew it was him.
Debbie Campbell turned on her TV Monday to see officers swarming a friend's home. She learned her son, Thomas Zane Campbell, was shot by police outside this Chattooga County home, 30 miles from where he was standing trial.
I can't cry about it anymore. Now I'm just angry. It's just disbelief. You can't sleep. It's all you think about.
Campbell was airlifted to a Chattanooga hospital where he went through multiple surgeries.
Bones were completely shattered, and they're trying to piece it together with rods.
U.S. Marshals found Campbell on Halls Valley Spur Road 13 days after he ran away. The GBI says there was a confrontation between him and the officers that ended in a shooting.
There was no shot fired from my son.
But he did raise the gun?
No, he didn't raise the gun to an officer at all.
Debbie Campbell didn't witness the shooting and wants answers. The GBI isn't commenting until a full investigation is complete.
Spoken to Zane a couple of times, and we're not asking him anything about that, because I'm sure that's what he thinks about all the time.
The family says Campbell was shot 5 times, once in each arm, in both legs, and in his right shoulder. He'll be in rehab until he can serve his sentence.
How to use his arms again. He's going to have to be taught how to walk. Just months and months and months of rehab.
Debbie Campbell says she stands by her son as the family waits to learn more.
We're here for him, that we love him, and we're going to do everything we can to get him up.
Half a dozen agencies were on scene the day of the shooting. It is still unclear which agencies fired the shots that hit Campbell. The GBI will determine if those shots were justified. Campbell is still listed in critical condition. In the studio, Kate Smith, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
A potentially explosive surprise was found underneath a Cleveland home. A contractor renovating the house found a live grenade.
The homeowner says she has no idea how it got there. And Channel 3's Tanisha Cordell spoke with the man who found it.
The homeowner's contractor was actually working underneath the home in that crawl space when he found a live grenade. That's when they called 911.
It was laying right down there. You never know when you go underneath the house, you know what's under there. Usually you expect critters, animals, snakes, whatever, but not no live grenade.
Sammy Brown has worked on the Goodwin farm for 53 years. For the past couple of weeks, he's been working on plumbing underneath Courtney Goodwin's home to install a master bathroom. He says he had been in and out of this crawl space about 6 times before he stumbled across the grenade.
All I figure is maybe the previous trips in prior to yesterday maybe exposed it each time and didn't realize it till I actually got a good light on it. I actually was within 2 or 3 inches of my left foot of just kicking it.
Courtney's mom and 2 children were inside at the time. She says her mom called and told her what happened, then called 911.
I just told Mom, you know, get kids, go, just, you know, get away as far as possible. I mean, we used to play under the house as children, and who would ever thought?
The Cleveland Police Department's bomb squad removed the grenade from Courtney's home. The Bradley County Sheriff's Office spokesperson says it's been there for a long time, though it's not clear where the grenade came from. Courtney and Sammy say they're happy no one was hurt, but one question remains.
I just would like to know if there's any other situations that would arise. If, you know, precautionary measure for my kids' sake, obviously.
Though Courtney Goodwin says there's no longer a safety concern, she plans on bringing out some more professionals to take a look underneath the home to make sure there's no more surprises. In Cleveland, Tanisha Cordell, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Bomb squad officials say all hand grenades should be treated as if they are live. If you ever come across one, they say leave it where it sits and call police.
Also in Cleveland, police are looking for a 17-year-old who's been missing since April 3rd. Utopia Blair was last seen at a home on Windwood Drive. She was in Department of Children's Services custody. She's 5'2" with brown hair, hazel eyes. You see her there. She weighs about 150 pounds. If you happen to see her or know where she can be found, please call the Cleveland Police Department.
An Ottawa High School student was arrested for having drugs and weapons on campus. The school resource officer reports he smelled marijuana coming from a car on campus. That car belonged to 19-year-old Gregory Omari Kendricks, who is a student at Ottawa High School. During a search of the car, the SRO found marijuana, drug paraphernalia, weapons, and more than $5,000 in cash. Kendricks denied selling marijuana and told the officer he earned the money from doing side work as a barber. He said the weapons were for protection. Kendricks is charged with carrying weapons on school property, possession of marijuana for resale, and possession of drug paraphernalia. He's expelled from school and is due in court April 27th.
Students across the state are preparing for TN Ready, the test that measures academic achievement. You may remember last year the rollout of the online test came to a halt after the server failed. This year, most schools are using paper and pencil to take the test. School districts we've talked with have already received all of the needed materials. We visited Sweetwater Elementary School, where administrators are labeling documents in a secure area. They are happy, they say, the testing supplies arrived on time this year.
Well, there is a bit of relief from the testing that happened last year to actually get them back in and in our hands so that we could see them and know that they're here, and we're going to be able to facilitate our testing in the best way that we can, and we're ready for our kids.
TN Ready testing starts next week and lasts until the first week of May. Up next at Eyewitness News at 6, some travel and parking reminders to tell you about as we head into the weekend.
The warmer temperatures mean people are getting outside more, but as you go outside, make sure you're protected against summertime pests.
We came very close to breaking a record for it today, only 2 degrees off. I'll tell you what to expect for just before the weekend tomorrow and right through the weekend and into next week on my 7th.
with coverage you can count on. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 6.
Crews are working to pick up downed cable lines on Lee Highway.
Drivers are asked to avoid Lee Highway between Bonnie Oaks and Walker Road. The Chattanooga Fire Department says a tractor trailer somehow snagged the cable lines from a utility pole. They expect that area to be a mess until just about 10 o'clock tonight. If you plan to head downtown in Chattanooga tomorrow, there's some good news. Parking meters will not be enforced. That means you won't have to pay to park. The Chattanooga Parking Authority made the announcement in honor of Good Friday, the holiday tomorrow.
And from now until Monday morning at 6, road construction on the interstate will be halted. TDOT expects a high volume of travelers over the holiday weekend. It'll be nice they won't be out working. Coming up next on Eyewitness News at 6, as warm weather approaches, health officials are telling everyone to take precautions against summer bugs.
Clouds are making their way to the Tennessee Valley this weekend. We'll check in with Storm Alert meteorologist Paul Barris when we get back.
Getting ready for the Easter weekend? Be sure and start your Friday morning off with us here on Channel 3 Eyewitness News today.
And have you checked out Wayne-A-Rama on Chattanooga's South Side? Well, we're going to take you there tomorrow morning. It all gets going at 4:30 a.m.
All right, let's check out the International Space Station. You should be able to see it tonight. We have a few clouds out there, but it's going to be visible around 9:41. It's going to be rising out of the northwest horizon, and right overhead about 5 minutes later, it'll be setting at 9:46. So it's going to set when it goes into the shadow of the Earth and just disappears. Looks like it's disappearing, but 9:41 to 9:46 from the northwest to overhead. As far as the rain goes, it's all off into the Blue Ridge, and there's sparse out there. Showers and a few thunderstorms building up through Oklahoma City all the way into the central part of Texas too, with some pretty good storms popping up here and there. But there's really nothing near us. It's very, very calm right now. Temperature's still really warm, 86 in the city. Went up a degree in the past hour, 84 at Cleveland, 81 Dalton, 81 Athens, 82 Dayton, and 77 in Murphy. Blue Ridge 79, Altamont about 80 degrees. Pollen count way up there, over 1,700, almost 1,800 for today. Now the high was 86, the current, 51 the overnight low. The record was 88, set back in 1892 or something, somewhere around there. No, 1887, that's right. I get confused. In 1892 and 1887, they seem like the same time. 84 Lafayette, 86 in Varnell and Dalton, 85 in Chatsworth, 85 in Calhoun. That was before my grandmother was born. 81 Mowbray Mountain, 83 in Signal Mountain, 80 Lookout Mountain, 83 in Ooltewah, and 86 out near Cleveland. And then north of the city, we're looking at Riceville at 87, Dayton 85, Pikeville 88, Kegel Mountain at 80, Dunlap 87, and all the way to Murphy at 84, Jasper 87 also. So some really, really warm temperatures. Here's the latest Vipercast showing a light southerly wind for tomorrow morning. And again, just a partly cloudy skies. Into tomorrow afternoon, could see a few more clouds popping up. There could be an isolated shower or two into the Blue Ridge. Maybe about a 20% chance out near Murphy. That's about it as far as rain goes for tomorrow. And then coming up into Saturday morning, again, just a few clouds in the morning, some breaks into the afternoon, then more clouds popping up. The chance for rain slim, very slim. Now Sunday morning, this is Easter Sunday, we're going to see a few more clouds roll in. Most of the showers will be off to the north and west, right along this front. Could even have a thunderstorm. But we're going to have to wait until Sunday night and Monday morning before we have a chance for any of that rain around here as this cold front gets closer and closer. And hopefully we'll increase the chance for rain into Monday and Tuesday. But for tonight, should be fair and comfortable. 57. For tomorrow, 84, mostly sunny with a light southerly wind. Tomorrow night, 58, and just a few more clouds with light winds. The 7-day forecast is 81 Saturday. On Easter Sunday, we're looking at 80 with a low of about 59. So 59 to 60 or so for your sunrise service. And then coming up on Monday, a little better chance for some showers, maybe a storm. About 79 Tuesday, another chance for a shower or a storm. And the isolated showers end Wednesday, and then Thursday, warm again, 83 degrees. So really warm stuff. 1887. Do you sort of remember what happened?
Back in my day.
Yeah, that's right. We used to go to school uphill, both ways.
Both ways.
Okay, that's right.
Thanks, Paul.
Okay.
Well, coming up in sports, why one Tennessee lineman is telling others he comes in peace.
We're getting to know their top recruit. His name is Trey Smith, and hey, Paul, he's pretty funny.
I think the biggest transition, honestly, is just walking from class, you know. I think the biggest transition, honestly, is just walking from class, you know. Instead of walking down the hall a few hundred feet, you know, I got to walk across campus, go up the massive hill, you know, to Ayers Hall. So that's a big transition for me right now.
When you're 6'5", 321 pounds like Tennessee freshman Trey Smith, those extra 100 yards matter when walking to class. We learned a lot about Trey's walks to class this week. He's a mountain of a man, so he's pretty recognizable, but not everyone says hi.
A lot of times people were scared. Just a friendly public service announcement. I will not eat you. I will not harm you. I just want to say hi.
He just wants to say hi. Harmless. Unless you're a DN, then he prefers to knock you over. And he's apparently been doing a lot of that this spring, even drawing praise from Vols' rising defensive star Jonathan Kongbo. Butch Jones says Trey is wise beyond his years.
We had our first scrimmage a few Saturdays ago, and he was absent from that because he went back home for prom. And he's still a young man that should be in high school, but mature beyond his years and continues to earn the respect of his teammates and his coaches and everyone around him.
Aside from Allen Iverson, most coaches and athletes believe practice is important, and especially the effort part of it. It was something that concerned new head coach at UTC Tom Arth entering spring camp, but now with one spring practice left, there is no more effort concern.
I think just how we practice, I think our practice ethic has really improved greatly in terms of the the finish, finishing each play, the effort, throughout the play, at the end of every play is so much better than it was when we first started, and that's been exciting to see.
The Mocs finished up their 14th of 15 spring practices just minutes ago. Their final spring practice is scheduled for very early Monday morning. Bring the coffee. And in case you needed a reason to watch the WNBA draft tonight, Lady Mocs senior Jasmine Joyner is that reason. The 6'2" defensive specialist Joyner has been projected in multiple mock drafts to go as early as the second round. Joyner was named Southern Conference Defensive Player of the Year and finished her career number 8 on the NCAA's all-time blocks list with 437. The last Lady Moc drafted was Alex Anderson in 2008. The draft starts at 7 on ESPN2, then moving to ESPN for rounds 2 and 3. Talking big league baseball now to help build the suspense, I suppose. The Atlanta Braves are off tonight, getting set for tomorrow's home opener. And as you know, it's not your typical home opener. The Atlanta Braves are opening up the brand new SunTrust Ballpark tomorrow night at 7:35 with San Diego in town. Julio Teheran will take the mound, and we will be live with the Braves at the new park before and after the game.
Coming off a big win.
I know it.
That
Momentum,
That's it.
new park. I'm looking forward to it.
And watch out for any trucks carrying foam fingers.
That's right. I'll bring you one back.
Please do.
All right. We like that. Thank you, Paul. Well, more people are out and about enjoying the sunshine, but bugs are out there as well. Hamilton County Health Department officials want to remind you to be safe when outside. Mosquitoes, ticks, even parasites carry diseases that can make you pretty ill. Rocky Mountain spotted fever is the most common disease in our area. It's carried by ticks. 600 cases of the disease were reported in Hamilton County in 2015. Health officials say there are ways you can avoid bug attacks.
Checking after you've been out in the woods, been on a hike, come home and make sure you check. If you do find a tick on you, it's important to remove it correctly.
Zika was a concern for many last year. Coming up at 11 tonight, what you need to know as you plan your summer vacation. And April is National Donate Life Month. More than 119,000 people across the country are on the waiting list for organ transplants.
In this week's Eye on Health report, Latrice Curry introduces us to an Athens woman who recently celebrated a milestone.
Pam Everett Smith considers it a miracle that she's still here today.
Here I was in my early 20s, and it's like, no, I'm not ready to, go.
Nearly 30 years ago, Pam started having health problems that continued to get worse.
Having symptoms of shortness of breath and being tired and my lips turning blue and my hands turning blue.
Pam went to a doctor. She eventually ended up at Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville after being diagnosed with primary pulmonary hypertension. Doctors didn't give her a lot of options.
They said the only chance I had was to have a lung transplant.
Doctors gave her 4 to 5 years to live after the lung transplant. She wasn't sure she would live to see her niece and nephew grow up or grow old with her husband. But she did. Now, 26 years later, Pam is the longest surviving single lung transplant patient in the country.
So I never forget my donor, and so I've tried to take really good care of the gift of my lungs.
There are currently more than 119,000 people across the country waiting for an organ transplant. About 3,000 of them are here in Tennessee. Pam says she's living proof of why organ donation is so important.
Because it gives a second chance of life, and it's a gift of life.
One she'll never take for granted. Latrice Curry, Channel 3, Eyewitness News.
From Nashville, a bill requiring school bus drivers be at least 25 years old and have no serious traffic violations in the last 3 years has moved one step closer to becoming law. The state Senate passed the measure 29-0 that defines serious traffic violations to include excessive speeding, reckless driving, or violating state or local traffic laws. In the Woodmore bus crash here in Chattanooga, investigators say 24-year-old Jonathan Walker had previous incidents as a bus driver prior to the crash. The House next takes up the bill.
The Tennessee House has passed a bill that would allow older adults without a college degree or certificate to attend community college free of charge. If the bill becomes law, both full and part-time students would be eligible to participate as early as fall of next year. The bill passed the House with an 87-6 vote. It now goes to the Senate. Through the TN Promise program, Tennessee became the first state in the country to allow new high school graduates to attend community college for free. The state currently offers free tuition to all adults at Tennessee's technical schools.
Your evening out not only includes the International Space Station, but clouds of pollen in different places.
That's right. Well, the pollen is going to be out there for the next few days until we get some rain. I mean, there's no way to look around that. Let's check out, look at the radar one more time. This is a high-res radar. There are some showers just to the south of Murphy, to the east of Murphy, North Carolina, moving further south and east, so that's out of our area. A few sprinkles out near Memphis, too, and Little Rock's had a few sprinkles, but the real action now is out over the Great Plains. A long way from us, so it's going to be a while before we see any of that significant rain around here. Here's the latest Vipercast again. This is our computer model that shows you what's going to be happening. This is tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon around 5, could be some showers in the Blue Ridge, but they'll be hit and miss. And then just some clouds through Saturday. Looks like a dry day. Southerly winds continue. That's what those arrows are indicating. Through Saturday afternoon into Sunday morning. Now Sunday gets a little interesting north and west of us up near Nashville. There could be some showers if you're traveling to Grandma's for Easter. Up towards there and up towards Louisville, some pretty good showers and thunderstorms by Sunday at about 7 o'clock into the evening. And then we're looking at Monday, and again, some showers popping up here. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Well, the package that was supposed to be edited didn't get edited, but nobody knew it.
Oh, no.
But not only that, that package could not have been 4 minutes long, because apparently we were like 4 minutes light, right? So they substituted Latrice's package and a VO bite, and then 2 more VOs.
Right.
And then Paul was told to go on weather, but he didn't really have to.
Right.
Hey.
It was a bite.
Play it again, on cue. Tell somebody.
They said stuff about him that nobody don't know anything about it. I mean, he's been doing it for years.
So he's the one who screwed up?
Well, he didn't screw up. He was just not listening to what was going on.
Eavesdropped upon.
Yeah, probably is been eavesdropped on.
Turn my mic off and then turn another one on. I know what's going on back there.
Oh, no, we suck again.
They don't realize that you can hear what's going on through your IB. Mention of TV. But people don't realize that.
Yeah, I saw the 5 second, 4, 3, I'm wrong.
All
Why
right,
did I
guys,
bother
we got
putting
the
anything
mic
in?
check there, so you know.